Welcome to the Hines Street Pharmacy Tiger Football Pregame Show from Republic Tiger Sports. We'll look ahead at tonight's game, talk to Republic football coach Dustin Baldwin, and get you ready for football Friday night. And now, here's the Hines Street Pharmacy Tiger Football Pregame Show.
Here Republic, ready to talk about the students' discounts for auto insurance.
Well, welcome to Republic Tigers football on Republic Tiger Sports. David Brazil alongside Rich Miles, Tim Barnes on statistics, and it's going to be a tough task for the Tigers tonight, and a cold one, as it's the first cold night of the year this fall and the first cold football game of the year as the Tigers host the Webb City Cardinals. And Rich, always a tall order when Webb City comes to town.
Yes, it is. It's a tall order for everybody who plays Webb City throughout the schedule, but as we've seen, they're not unbeatable. They lost to Joplin earlier in the year. Go back a few years ago when we had Journey Jones, and that was a very interesting game whenever we went down to Webb City and had them on the ropes, and Webb City was able to pull it out there in the fourth quarter. So, any given night, any team can play their best, another team can play their worst, and, might shock the world.
We talked to Dustin Baldwin about Webb City and what makes them so good and what to expect tonight from the Cardinals, and we did that earlier in the week on a Wednesday. We'll play that interview for you coming up after this on the Hines Street Pharmacy pregame show on Republic Tiger Sports. Hines Street Pharmacy delivers prescriptions right to your door, and they can often save you money compared to what you're paying at the big box pharmacies. And their drive-up window can help you avoid long lines on your way home from work, too. Hines Street Pharmacy. Experience the hometown difference. Whether you have a hole in your roof or you're missing a single shingle, you know who to call in Republic. It's Mike Mansker and the team at Absolute Roofing. Give them a call at 869-0444 or find them online at absoluteroofers.com.
Pinnaker Chevrolet is hitting the big 4-0, and we are celebrating. Hi, this is Abby Pinnaker Rose. I am so excited that we are celebrating my father opening the doors to Pinnaker Chevrolet in Republic 40 years ago. We still work by the values he started in 1979, to value each and every customer and to exceed every expectation. If you are looking for a new vehicle, have yours serviced, or need some body repair, stop by and make sure to tell Ed happy anniversary. Find new roads in Republic or online at PinnakerChevrolet.com.
Webb City coming in here Friday, and that's a program that has had success for so many years. Hard to remember when they didn't have success.
You have to be pretty old. You've got to be pretty old.
Well, I am pretty old, and even I don't really remember it that well.
I remember when I was growing up in Mount Vernon, when I was, 8, 10, Mount Vernon beat them, 3 or 4 times in a row there. And that was about it, and then by the time I got to 8th grade is when they took off, and they've never looked back, and a lot of tradition and just a culture of doing things the right way, whether it be obviously the commitment they've made in the weight room and that they make in the off season, and then just the structure of their program is from the bottom up has been really impressive to watch over the years.
As you look at this year's team, do you see any glaring differences? Is it the same thing, different kids, or what do you see?
Yep, looks like the same offense every single year. New kids, but the execution is usually the same. And so they've got 2 terrific running backs. Number 1, number 9 are just tremendous athletes, and they get them the ball, and up front they're as good as they've been in a while. So they absolutely get off the ball offensively, and their D-line is very good, and they open up a lot of holes for those guys. I mean, the backs are already good, but they're running through some big holes, and people are having a hard time stopping them. And then defensively, I think they held Carthage to 6 or 1 touchdown, so that says enough right there. Carthage always has a great offense. They've got a good quarterback, and to hold them to single digits. I think they held Joplin to 35, but that's a little deceiving because their offense turned it over in their own territory, deep in their own territory 2 or 3 times, plus Joplin had a defensive touchdown. So, I don't think they haven't given up much since.
Yeah.
Willard scored. Willard had some success throwing the ball and running some different stuff, and so move the ball a little bit. Well, I thought we moved the ball on them last year when I go back and rewatch the film. So, but they're really solid. They just don't make mistakes. They're super aggressive, and they're never really out of position defensively.
We've talked in the past about the fact that the way they move as a defensive unit, they are all. It's almost like they're all moving and attached to each other where they go.
That's right. They read their keys. They do everything the right way, and so a lot of discipline and toughness in that program, and the high expectations create an atmosphere where they're going to do the right thing or they're going to come out. I saw their numbers. They have 98 or 96 or 98 kids, 10 through 12.
Yeah. I had problems fitting. I always have to kind of redo the roster to make it where I can read it during a broadcast. I had problems fitting everybody on the page.
And that's just unbelievable for a Class 4 program. I think they have about the same numbers as we do on the freshman level at 45 or so. But, just having 96 kids and 10 through 12, that's what it does is create a lot of competition to play. If you want to play, you better step up and do the things right, or you're not going to be on the field. And they don't throw anybody a bone just because they're on the team. Kids earn their playing time, and they do things right. The expectations are high.
How's practice been this week for you guys?
Well, we're hoping tonight's better. I was a little disappointed yesterday. It wasn't our best practice. Coming off last week, I anticipated, a little bit of just that frustration. You're facing an opponent like this, but you just can't feel sorry. You have to continue to strive to get better in this sport. And if you're not doing that, if you're not giving effort in practice, if you're not trying to get better every single day, then you're losing the point of playing the sport. And sports in general, but they're supposed to be fun. But it's not, to me, if you're some of the things that football teaches you as an individual is just, that discipline, that toughness to get better on a daily basis. And if we're not doing that in practice every day, then we're just out there, and we don't want to. I've told our kids before, you don't just need to be on the football team. You need to be a football player and try to get better every day. And so, we've got some tough games coming up. That's no secret, but it shouldn't change anything in terms of the way we prepare and the way we work on a daily basis in practice. And if it is, then there's a problem. So we really, talked to them yesterday about effort and doing things the right way. And so, we're looking to have a good one today on Wednesday.
All right. Good luck against Webb City.
All right. Thank you.
Hashtag Kasasa. Hashtag Mid-Missouri Bank.
What you doing?
Taking a Kasasa selfie.
Kasasa selfie?
Yeah. When I get Kasasa cash back at Mid-Missouri Bank, I take a Mid-Mo Kasasa selfie.
You do take a lot of selfies.
Right. When I get cash back for lunch break debit card swipes, Mid-Mo Kasasa selfie. When I get cash back for weekend debit card swipes.
Let me guess. Mid-Mo Kasasa selfie?
Mid-Missouri Bank is building the community bank of the future in the Ozarks today. Visit midmobank.com, member FDIC.
State Farm Insurance is there anytime, anywhere you need it with helpful advice and award-winning service. In Republic, call Chris Yoakum at 732-1463 or go online at chrisyoakum.com and get to a better state. Central Gas Propane is locally owned and operated and offers exceptional customer service when you need it most. They go the extra mile to meet customers' needs with a level of service and communication no other company can beat. Call today to switch and save. Central Gas Propane at 417-725-3833 or online at centralgasmo.com.
I'm Todd Wojciechowski, Executive Vice President at People's Community Bank. Our mission is to put our communities first, and that's true right here in Republic. Whether it's supporting Republic schools or volunteering for one of the nonprofits doing good work in our hometown, all of us at People's Community Bank are committed to making Republic a better place to live. I hope you'll stop in soon and say hi.
People's Community Bank, right on Highway 60. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Webb City Cardinals, led by head coach John Roderick, assisted by Darrell Hicks.
Welcome back to the Heinz Street Pharmacy pregame show, where we're set to talk about the keys to tonight's game. And the keys to the game, as always, brought to you by Realtors Lori Casagrande and Elizabeth Gold at Reese Nichols. You probably know how well they know Republic after years in the community, and you can check their Facebook page to see all the families who've gotten the keys to their own new homes thanks to Lori and Elizabeth. Whether you're buying or selling, search Facebook for Lori and Elizabeth at Reese Nichols to join the club. And the keys to the game, Week 7, as Webb City comes to town. And Rich Miles, a lot of things you talked about as we had this discussion during the week, but one of those was Tigers need to do a good job on third down.
Yes, they do. Looking at the stats for Webb City has almost double the percentage of converting third down. They've got almost 54%, and they've kept their opponents to 27% third down conversion. So that is going to be very, very important that we convert our third downs every time we've got them. Hopefully we don't have too many third downs, but as the night progresses, obviously we're going to have some. So, this is going to be difficult against a Webb City defense that is keeping their opponents to only 27% third down conversion. So if we can get above that 27%, hopefully we can kind of press Webb City's defense and maybe put them in a position that they're not used to.
And speaking of defense, improvement on defense is a key for the Tigers as they look to improve on last week's result, at least. Tim Barnes.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago against Willard, defense had a great first half, not quite as much in the second half, and a similar game last week. And you'd just like to see improvement, see a full game, a solid defense. Now against Webb City, that's probably not the team you want to face when you're trying to put a solid full game together. But that should at least be a goal.
And for me, surviving the first quarter against Webb is an important factor. You look at what Webb's done. They've been good in every quarter, as they always are, but they've outscored their opponents 48-14 in the first. So getting out to, if not a fast start where you hit them in the mouth and take a couple of touchdown lead, at least keep Webb City close through that first quarter, and that'll be something that the Tigers will look to do here tonight, and that's also one of the keys to the game. Every Friday night, we take a look at those keys, brought to you by Realtors Lori Casagrande and Elizabeth Gold at Reese Nichols Realty. Let them hand you the keys to your new home. Well, that's the keys of the game. Coin flip is done, and we're going to take a quick break and be back with more after this timeout on the Heinz Street Pharmacy pregame show on Republic Tiger Sports.
So the other morning, my little girl woke up crying.
Hello, nightmare.
No, actually, it was an earache.
Hello, emergency room.
No, not the ER. Heavens, no.
Hello, waiting room.
Not this time.
Hello.
Save my spot.
From Cox Health.
I just went online, picked one of the urgent care walk-in clinics really close by, and they saved my spot in line.
That's health care on your schedule and on your terms.
Hello, convenience.
Visit coxhealth.com to learn more.
Tigers won the toss, selected to receive, so they'll get the ball first. Offense is obviously a strength for this Tiger team, and Dustin Baldwin wanted to get the Tigers out there first on offense. Reminder that our first quarter scoreboard sponsor is Absolute Roofing. Thanks to Mike Mansker and the team at Absolute Roofing for their support of Republic Tiger Sports.
Everybody up for the opening kickoff.
Webb City will tee it up and kick it off to Landon Porter back deep. Porter standing on the 3-yard line and two others on either side of him. One's Josh Sterling. And I can't actually see who the other one is. It's the dark orange on black, always does me in. It bounces a couple of times. Picked up at about the 5, and the tackle made at around the 13-yard line, and that was Hulland who picked it up.
Out to the 8-yard line.
So I'll mark it on the 14. Give him position on the 14 instead of the 13, and that's where the Tigers will start things off.
First and 10 Republic from their own 14-yard
3 wide receivers to the right side. Hayes barks out the signal, fakes the handoff to Sigmund, is going to run it, comes to the near side, lowers the shoulder, and gets driven back as he was hammered by Gavin Serber, the outside linebacker, who came up and hit him. Picked up about 2 yards, and it brings up a 2nd down and 8.
Going back to last week, our offense has done pretty good the past few games on picking up positive yards on first down.
2 wide receivers on the near side, and Sigmund goes in motion, and we've got a flag. Official comes in all the way from the far sideline. And it's a false start against the Tigers. So they gained really more like a 3-yard gain on first down. And that's going to move them back and bring up 2nd down and long now. So the gain negated.
Offense, 5 yards, still 2nd down.
And that has been a penalty that has been a consistent Achilles heel there all year.
Sigmund goes in motion. They're going to run the same play, firing over the middle, and it is almost picked off.
I don't understand.
And I thought that was pass interference.
Yeah, there's clearly pass interference right in the middle of the field.
Take a look at that again.
Gavin Walker, the intended receiver.
And you'll see Walker going across the middle. He gets knocked down. And it was, thrown right at him, but no penalty called. A better look at the action, sponsored by Vision Health Eye Center. Stepping up, throwing long over the middle, and overthrown, almost picked off again. Intended for Hulland, and Tregan Parker got a hand on it, the defensive back for Webb City. And Republic will have to punt with 11:09 left to go here in the first.
Well, the O-line did a really good job for Lucas there on the 2 pass plays. He wasn't really rushed. He had plenty of time there to kind of look around, just didn't have any receivers open.
Snap is good. He gets it off. And it's going to go out of bounds.
It goes out of bounds on the right side of the field.
At about the 40-yard line. So Webb City will have a short field as they take over for the first time.
Ball will be spotted at the Republic.
Mentioned that they have outscored opponents 48-14 in the first quarter, and the Tiger defense will have its hands full against this Cardinal offense.
And the Webb City offense likes to run the veer option ever since Coach Roderick has taken over. That is kind of their base package.
You know what you're going to get, and it's just a matter of stopping it. And a good gain as the quarterback keeps it. Cade Hicks, 6'1", 185, a senior. Put it in the belly of the back and then took it back out and gained 7 on first down.
And that's the thing. Webb City, they haven't changed too much in their offense over the several years, but they run it so well that you know pretty much what plays they're going to run. And you can probably even call it out where the ball's going, but they block it so well, you just can't defend it.
And Republic had problems against the offense that Ozark was running last week, so Webb City that much tougher. And right up the middle, untouched, goes Terrell Kabbalah all the way to the end zone, and that was pretty easy for Kabbalah. He just broke right through the line and went the rest of the way.
Yeah, the quarterback faked it to his left and then turned around and handed it off to his right.
Yeah, linebackers had bit and went all the way in. That better look at the action, sponsored by Vision Health Eye Center. Vision Health committed to helping you get a better look at everything. Schedule an appointment online at visionhealtheyecenter.com. So, just like that, it's 7-0.
Now we totally understand, obviously, why Webb City's been able to outscore their opponents by such a wide spread. And the crazy part about it is when you get into the third quarter is even more lopsided. Outscored their opponents 47-7.
Yeah, well, I thought that as a key to the game, I thought survive the third quarter would be not very good. So,
but it doesn't get any better, though.
No, it doesn't.
That's the problem.
So the kickoff coming up. And the Tigers are going to need to sustain some drives. They're playing without Clay White, their leading receiver, who's out with an injury. So not easy. That ball bounces once, twice, 3 times, finally picked up. And by that time, the coverage is all the way down there inside the 5, and the Tigers are going to be backed up.
Both those returns, the return man should have come up and caught that ball cleanly instead of letting it hit on the ground.
Yeah, that's just a matter of, I think, being a little intimidated by the situation.
Because that's a live ball. There's a huge difference between letting it bounce on a punt return versus a kick return.
Yep. So, not easy already. Now they got 97 yards to go. Well, the ball's sitting more on the 4-yard line, so 96 yards to go, and Lucas Hayes standing in his own end zone. Hayes celebrating his 18th birthday today. So happy birthday to Lucas Hayes. Gives it to Sigmund, who steps up, gains about a yard on first down. Hayes has had, regardless of the win-loss record, Hayes' season has been maybe the best quarterback season. Corey Stout maybe had a better quarterback season, but Lucas Hayes' numbers have been as good as anybody in the history of Republic football. And he keeps it here, fights his way forward for another 3 or 4 yards. But again, the defense closes for Webb City.
Yeah, last week versus Ozark, Lucas had, just an outstanding game. Then you throw in the Carl Junction game, just those 2 games alone, his stats were just, mind-boggling.
3rd and 5 for the Tigers.
Manageable down.
Inside the 10-yard line. Would be nice to get a first down here and at least get a little better field position before Hughes has to punt it away. Walker goes in motion. They fake it and throw it, and it is overthrown as either somebody didn't go the way that Hayes expected him to go. I think that's the case because I thought I saw Dustin Baldwin down on the sideline yelling at a receiver and pointing that he should have been in a different spot.
Yeah, that ball landed kind of between Landon Porter and Gavin Walker.
I think it was Porter who was, based on Baldwin's reaction, I think it was Porter who was supposed to cut one way and didn't. There comes the pressure. Hughes does a good job of getting it off again, and it is a fair catch at the 40-yard line, which is right about where they started the last drive. And so Webb City will come out and try to do it again with 8:54 left to go in the first quarter. Already leading 7-0.
And what's so amazing about Webb City, too, is the fact that their offense, they don't get fancy. They're what a lot of people would say, when it comes to football, they're kind of old school.
Yeah, as Dustin Baldwin said on our midweek conversation, he said it looks like the same guys out there every year, except it's different guys, but they're just running the same thing, and they're so consistent. And there's a pass that's complete for 9 on first down. Hullen comes up and makes the hit. 2nd and 1.
Republic 31-yard line, 2nd down and 1.
And Webb City is a team that we mentioned before. They huddle, call each play in the huddles. A couple guys come off the field with the play, give it to the quarterback, go line it up.
That's also old school anymore. Not very many teams do that.
No.
And the pitch. Tigers did a good job of forcing the pitch and had good pressure, but again, Webb City with the option does exactly what it's intended to do as they pitched it to Weathers, and he took it around the corner for the first down.
Oh, exactly right. Did a great job of getting right in the QB's face, something that we had a difficulty last week versus Ozark. The Ozark QB sometimes was allowed to just kind of run freely. That time we were able to make the QB pitch, but he pitched it at the last second just as he's about to get hit. No one was out there to catch the man that he was pitching it to go run down the sideline for the first down.
So 1st and 10 from just inside the 25. Quarterback keeps it, now pitches it, and the Tigers are there.
And that's how you're supposed to defend the option.
Yep, good play by the Tiger defense. As coming up and making the hit was Easton Prevo.
They had someone on the QB and they had someone on the pitch man.
And they had so much trouble last week not doing that. Webb City is going to call a timeout, so we'll take a timeout as well. 7:50 left to go in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Webb City. Back with more after this timeout on Republic Tiger Sports. Southern Sun Electric's a proud sponsor of the Classroom Spotlight. They encourage all student athletes not to settle for just good enough on the field, on the court, or in the classroom. Keep pushing yourself to higher levels and go Repmo from Southern Sun Electric. It's easier than ever to get your Rocco's Pizza fix. Place your order on their website at roccositaliankitchen.net or call them with one tap inside the Republic Tiger Sports mobile app. And don't forget dessert because Rocco's is serving homemade ice cream prepared right on site. Rocco's Italian Kitchen. Pizza, pasta, perfection. On first down, Webb City takes it forward for about 7 yards. Kabbalah on the carry, and it's going to be
Austin O'Hara with the tackle for Republic.
With a gain of 7, about 3 to go.
Gain of 6 to the Republic 19-yard
Third
line.
down.
3rd down and 4 coming up for Webb City.
Again, Webb City's not quick to bring the play in. It's usually 1 or 2 guys that jog off from the sideline.
Yeah, more like 3rd and 4. I said 3rd and 3. So they gave him 6. And up to the line they go. Drop back pass under pressure, gets away from Erickson and then throws it, almost picked off.
Nearly intercepted at the Republic 3-yard line.
It was Landon Porter who got in there.
Landon Porter did a great job. I think he kind of read the QB's eyes, kind of see where he was going to go before the QB reared back and threw it. Stayed with his man, did a great job of not allowing him to have too much space between him and the receiver.
19-yard line, it's 4th down and 4.
So a big 4th down coming up here. 4th and 4 for Webb City as the Tiger defense tries to get a stop. 7:02 left.
Make sure we don't fall for a hard count either.
They pitch it. And right through a tackle. Appleberry almost had him, tried to get around his blocker. He got off the block, but wasn't able then to have the angle. And Prevo lost a shoe out there.
Gain of 16 on the play to the Republic.
So a gain of 16 makes it
3-yard
1st and goal.
1st down and goal to go.
About the 3 for Webb City, and they're right back up to the line. No huddle on that one. And they give it to the fullback, and in he goes. So 6:47 left to go in the quarter. And it is 13-0.
Again, just option, veer option that Webb City's ran for years and years and years. There's nothing fancy to it. I'm pretty sure our guys just practice it all week long, knowing full well what's going to come after them.
Extra point is good. And with 6:47 left in the first quarter, it is now 14-0. Webb City. We'll take a break and be back with more after this timeout on Republic Tiger Sports.
Webb City Cardinals.
For more than 30 years, Yoakum Automotive has been the hometown auto repair shop you can trust. And with their new digital vehicle inspections, their mechanics will show you exactly what's wrong with your car and let you sign off before the repairs are made. Ask about their shuttle service and loaner vehicles when scheduling your appointment online at yoakumautomotive.com. Elliott Robinson & Company, LLP, Certified Public Accountants, is Republic's local full-service accounting firm, serving as your trusted business advisors. And this year, they're making possible our By the Numbers feature, where we look at stats that catch our eye on the Republic sports scene. Elliott Robinson & Company, conveniently located in the Wildwood Plaza across from Pinnaker Chevrolet, or find them online at ercpa.com. see how the Tigers do on this kickoff. They've let the first two bounce. The first one I think they kind of had to let bounce. It wasn't kicked very high. That one high and arching and taken by Sterling. And he gets out to the 20, maybe the 21 before being brought down. So Sterling with a good return, best one of the night for the Tigers. And they'll take over on the 21-yard line.
Yeah, that time the return guys were, I'd say, a few steps forward compared to what they are, knowing full well that the kicker's probably going to be a little bit shorter than what they're used to. Last week, Ozark, most of the kicks from Ozark were in the end zone.
Lucas Hayes takes the play out, and the Tigers break the huddle for the first time on their third possession, looking to move the ball. Not much yardage so far. Sigmund back there. A man goes in motion. They give it, or they keep it. Hayes keeps it rather. Comes up, lowers the shoulder, and gets hit. And gains only about a yard on first down. Hayes, on those read plays, thinks he's got room, but doesn't. But I don't know that Sigmund has any more room than him. But Webb City does just such a good job of closing quickly.
Gain of 2 to the 23, second down and 8.
Holland in motion. And Holland gets it, gets away from one man, had a little bit of running room, and even with that room, picked up only a couple of yards. Looked for a moment like he was going to have a gap and be able to go somewhere, and just didn't materialize. And Webb City defense closed in on him.
You're exactly right. Every time it looks like we've got a small little opening, it seems like the Webb City players just close that hole as quickly as it opens up.
Empty backfield, trips to the right side of Hayes, near side. Throws it over the middle on a slant, intended for Sigmund, and tipped up in the air and picked off by Webb City. And that is Cale McAllister, the defensive back, who came up and took advantage of the tip ball.
We got a flag on the ground.
And in that location, I'll bet you it's holding, but maybe the Tigers will catch a break. Let's see. Yep, holding. And so that'll be declined, and Webb City will get it back with 5:34 left in the first quarter, already leading 14-0.
And on the defense, one of the defensive drills that you practice a lot is what we call the tip drill. Defenders, you're always practicing that a ball may be tipped up in the air by the receiver, or maybe a D lineman puts his hand up there and pops up the ball. You're always looking for that tipped ball for you to catch and intercept and take the other way.
So 1st and 10, and about the same spot as they started after a couple of Tiger punts earlier. The defense looked better last possession, but this time they let a man get behind him, and he dropped the ball. Tigers caught a break there as Colton McKee, the tight end, got behind the defense by about 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah.
Had to come back for it a little bit, and then just dropped it.
Yeah, we looked out there. That's the job of your safety. Your safety is to make sure that no one gets behind you. You're kind of the last resort there to make sure that if a running back breaks through or a receiver, is on a go route, and in that time, everybody, our corners and our safeties, didn't do a very good job and allowed him to go freely behind him.
And right up the middle they go, and another touchdown run, this time by Devin Weathers, 6'1", 195 junior. And again, that's the second time on a touchdown run that the back has basically gone through the line untouched.
Yeah, but besides the option, 2 big, huge touchdown plays by the running back, just going right up the middle behind his guard.
And the Tigers did a good job against that aspect of the running game by Ozark last week. But the extra point good. There's 5:21 left to go in the first. It's 21-0 Webb City. We'll take a break and be back with more after this timeout on Republic Tiger Sports. When you need a plumber, you usually need one fast, but you also want one who'll do the job right. In Republic, that's Far Better Plumbing. Whether it's residential, commercial, or you need excavation, call Far Better and let them take away the stress of your plumbing problem. Call them at 864-8703 or find them online at farbetterplumbing.com. Any day's a great day to send flowers. Heaven Sent Flowers and Gifts has been your local florist in Republic since 1987, offering free local delivery. Call them at 732-1334 or go online to heavenssentflowers.com. Well, not a good start for the Tigers. We talked about avoiding the first quarter onslaught, and I would say that is not happening yet.
Well, it's tough when Webb City starts on your end of the field for first 3 possessions.
Yeah, I mean, the defense, the offense is the strong point of this team, and the offense just hasn't been able to do anything. And when that happens and the defense has its back against the wall, it makes it that much harder. Good return out to about the 20-yard line.
Return from the 5 to the 20,
by
15 yards
Landon
Porter. For Landon Porter.
And Dustin Baldwin and the defensive coaches have had to move some guys around on defense, so that's not helping.
For Webb City.
Yeah, it's when you're dealing with some injuries, it's always the next man up. You can't dwell on the fact that one of your starters is out. Just replace it and do the best you can.
3 wide receivers to the left side of Hayes. Barks out the signal, fakes it to Sigmund, and then is snowed under. 2 guys there.
Hayes stood up behind the line of scrimmage.
It was Ruben Linker, the linebacker, and Braden Bond, another linebacker who got into the backfield and hit him for a loss of 3.
And Webb City's doing this with a 3-man front. That's taken all of our old linemen to block the 3-man front and a blitzing linebacker off the edge.
Sigmund takes that one, and good blocking on that play, and he did a good job of picking his way through the opening. Picked up out to about the 21-yard line. So a gain of about 4. 3rd down and 8. Yeah, really, it's a long 8 or a short 9.
What we've noticed so far this quarter here is Webb City's defense, their linebackers, they'll show a blitz, but then they'll back out. So you're always kind of guessing, is this guy going to blitz or is he going to back out at the last minute?
Down to 4:10 left in the first quarter. Sigmund goes in motion. Empty backfield. Hayes is going to step up, has some room, but again, the defense closes so quickly. He didn't even get back to barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Hayes is going to be sore tomorrow, and it's only about 8 minutes into the game. Tigers are going to have to punt again.
On that play, Sigmund went in motion and then kind of did a really shallow route out in the flat. I know it would have been a long throw, but Sigmund was open out in the flat. I think it would have been at least a good attempt to try to maybe throw it out to him.
Here comes the pressure again, and Hughes gets it off, but it's a kind of a dying duck, but it rolls all the way. And Jace McClellan fanning it on forward. And this is actually the best situation that the defense has faced. Webb City starting in its own territory for the first time. So 4 possessions into the game, finally, as a little bit of decent field position. Still not great field position, but Webb City has to start back in its own territory.
We've got them right where we want them.
Well, we'll see. 3:25 left in the first. Already 21-0. And handoff. Prevo wrapped him up, and then coming up to finish him off, Weathers had the carry.
Stop made by Parks and Holland for Republic.
That was Parks who came up and finished it. Good news from tennis team. Girls tennis team had a great week, and we'll talk about that here after this play. But district play underway for the girls tennis team, and the Lady Tigers were outstanding this week. And a keeper that time by the quarterback, Cade Hicks. I thought he'd handed it off. So did the defense. And he kept it for the first down. Earlier this week, it was Wednesday that the Lady Tigers beat Webb City for a team district championship. And that was their first district championship since 2012. They did it with a 5-0 win over Webb City. And then today was the individual district tournament where they play every school sends 2 doubles teams and 2 singles teams. We'll continue that in just a second. Hicks looking to throw and has nowhere to go. Gained a yard, but a good job by the defense. Moody was in there. And so was Dakota Lillard.
Public tackle made by number 58, Bryce Messier. Number
Messier in there as well. But today at individual districts, on the doubles side, in the finals, were two different Republic teams. Hannah Morgan and Katie Stiles faced Sedalia Shoemaker and Abby McCord, and it was Morgan and Stiles winning that match. So anytime you got two teams in the finals, impressive. And there, speaking of impressive, there goes Hicks through the defense all the way to the end zone. Good block upfield as Landon Porter was trying to get free to make a tackle, but Hicks scampered all the way to the end zone with 1:29 left to go in the first quarter, and it is 27-0 Webb City.
And again, that's just a run play right up the middle. Seems to be a lot of access and
touchdown comes with 1:29 to go
for whoever's getting the ball to go right behind the right guard for Webb City.
Cameron Clark puts the kick up, and it is through. And with 1:29 left to go in the first quarter, it's 28-0 Webb City. We'll take a break and be back with more and tell you more about the team or the individual district tennis championships today after this timeout on Republic Tiger Sports. Cracker Jack Shack has got your back with custom apparel for your club, organization, or business. And they take screen printing to the next level with amazing new software that lets you track your order online from concept to artwork to the finished product. Link it, see it, click it, get it. Only at the Shack.
Always on time and right on track. Cracker Jack Shack, we got your back. Cracker Jack Shack.
Parents and grandparents, it's not too late to make great memories with your high school students before they head off for college. One way to do that is the gift of travel. Republic Travel Advisor Crystal Hicks has helped lots of families make those memories, and she's standing by to help you too. Just drop her a line, crystal@southwesttravel.biz, and let her do the planning for you. Well, another kickoff for Webb City. And here we go. Holland out to about the 20 before he's finally brought down. And with 1:22 left, the Tigers will take over. I was talking about the district championships, individual districts. So on the doubles side, Hannah Morgan and Katie Stiles are district champs, and Sedalia Shoemaker and Abby McCord are runners-up. They both advance now to state sectionals, so that's the advantage of having both in the finals. They both go on to the sectional round, and that'll be next week. Of course, the team also goes on to the sectionals. That also next week in a different tournament because they play the team districts on a different day than the individuals. Hayes keeps it. Big opening. Closes quickly, though. Still gained about 4, and for tonight, that's a decent gain on first down for the Tigers.
Yeah, the defensive end to that side came flying up the field, and a lot of times, when a D end does that, they just take himself right out of the play. And when Lucas saw to his right that the D end had come flying up the field, he just ran right where he was.
Fake it to Sigmund. Hayes forward and falls forward for a gain of about another 5, so near a first down. It's going to be 3rd and short. This is as good of a situation as the offense has faced. Just to finish the thought on the districts, on the singles side, Elsie Crawford made it to the finals and finished 2nd in the district, so she's the district runner-up, and she also advances to individual sectionals next week. So the Lady Tigers take 5 to sectionals. Fake handoff, and the ball is tipped and almost intercepted. Coming out of nowhere was Kabbalah. I cannot believe Kabbalah could get to that ball, almost get to that ball, as close as he did.
Deceiving stat of the week, Webb City 15 plays, Republic 15 plays.
Yeah, we don't keep time of possession, I don't think. But man,
going for it here on 4th down.
Well, you might as well.
Are they going to?
They may try to just draw offside. I don't know, though. I think I'd go. Sigmund bounces off a man, and I think he got it. Yeah.
Great job.
So good job by Sigmund. Let's take a look at that second effort again.
Just outside the 30-yard line. First down.
He got hit by two guys too, so that was him powering his way through two Webb City defenders.
Yeah, he got hit right at the line and then fought his way forward. So a better look at the action brought to you by Vision Health Eye Center, committed to helping you get a better look at everything. Find them online at visionhealtheyecenter.com.
First quarter comes
the end of the quarter.
So we come to the end of one. It's been all Webb City so far, 28-0. Webb City with the lead. Tigers have a first down when we return to action after this timeout on Republic Tiger Sports. Black Lab Coffee is more than just amazing coffee. It's the locally owned coffee shop where you can drop in, be greeted by name, and enjoy a quiet place to work or some peaceful conversation. Black Lab Coffee at 545 East Elm Street in Republic. Gold Medal Gyms is where Republic athletes build a foundation for future success. Whether it's gymnastics, cheerleading, or tumbling, young athletes learn skills that prepare them to take on virtually any sport they choose. Sign up for your free trial at their gorgeous facility at Highway 60 and Highway M. Gold Medal Gyms, raising the bar for Republic athletics. Hetty Barbecue Company is home to great barbecue, including the famous Pig Nasty Sandwich. And they're also home to the Mid-Missouri Bank Retmo Football Show every Wednesday night. Go in and check them out or call them for takeout at 732-4BBQ. Every insurance company hopes you drive safely, but Allstate actually helps you drive safely with DriveWise. It lets you know when you go too fast, brake too hard, and gives you feedback to help you drive safer and lower your cost. Contact Republic agent Jesse Pritchett to learn more. That's Allstate agent Jesse Pritchett in Republic. Oh, and they throw it to Landon Porter on first down, and Porter had a step, but just slightly overthrown by Lucas Hayes. So it brings up second down and 10.
I think that was one of our better pass attempts. The other pass attempts were either deflected or Lucas threw the ball expecting a receiver to be in a different spot. So that one was by far best. He wasn't rushed. The O-line did a great job. Porter had beaten his guy. Hopefully we get another situation like that again.
And a little screen pass and thrown behind the intended receiver, Porter. He had the blockers set up, had about 5 guys in front of him, but just kind of short-armed by Hayes. And it brings up third down and 10 for the Tiger offense.
And when you set up screens like that,
third and 10 Tigers from their own 31.
Always makes it so difficult for the QB. He's literally, allowing the D lineman to chase him for him to throw the ball at the last second.
Another pass play over the middle and overthrown, intended for Hullen. Hayes not on target with the passing tonight. And that time really not a lot of pressure, just overthrew his intended receiver, and the Tigers will have to punt with 11:48 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, Lucas is 0 for 8.
Didn't realize he hadn't hit one yet.
Wilson and Baden back deep for the Cardinals.
This is when we need a deep punt, or at least one that's gone a lot farther than the past punts.
Boy, he has gotten those off every time, despite having about 4 guys in his face, and he did it again.
Baden at the
Jared Hughes may end up being our player of the game.
Yeah.
Keeps getting off these punts.
That one was his better one of the evening, even with about 2 Webb City guys that looked like they had almost gotten a fingertip on that ball. He's able to get a clean punt, making the Webb City return man have to call for a fair catch.
So Webb City starts in its own territory again, and they're going to throw long, and it is caught. Good coverage, it looked like, by Porter, but Porter never really made a play on the ball. It was Mekhi Gerard that made the catch. Porter looked like he turned around and saw the ball, but then just never put his hands up.
No, in the QB,
Webb City
had put that ball exactly where it needed to be.
Yeah.
He put it to where only the receiver could catch it.
Gain of 32 on the previous play.
So much for field position. And the ball is on the ground, I think. Not a lot of wild gesticulation, so I'm assuming that Webb City got back on it. No. Republic does have it.
Hey. Yeah, you would think that they would have been celebrating a little bit more than that.
Let's see if we can tell
fumble.
who ended up with it.
Just kind of nonchalant.
On the turnover.
I can't see who comes up out of the pile or who has the ball or anything. Maybe it was Micah Erickson. He's getting so used to just recovering fumbles. He just grabs the ball, picks it up, and hands it to the official with no celebration. So the Tiger defense does get its first stop of the night with 11:20 left in the second quarter. And let's see if the offense can do anything with it. Trailing 28-0. It's about the first good thing that's happened to Republic all day. And now they complete a pass. And a big hit at the end of it. As Chase Buford.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Parker for Webb City. Just came in and
Buford. Welcome to the game, Chase Buford. Made a nice move after the catch and then got hammered because he was kind of off balance. That was deceivingly. It looked worse, I think, than it was because he was kind of on his back foot when he got hit, and that made it real easy to just throw him over backwards. And now Buford takes the fake handoff. Hayes pump fakes and then nowhere to go. He's down, ball on the ground, but that's going to be ruled down, and now a loss of about 3 takes him back near the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Lost back to the 31-yard line. Loss of 3 on the play.
Man, it's one of the few times where Lucas was just had one or two Webb City guys in his face as soon as he got the snap. Most of the time he's had a little bit of time there to kind of do his check downs. That play, he just had to make the decision quickly.
Yeah. Keeps it up the middle, has room, and fights his way forward a little bit short, about 1.5 yards short of the first down. Good gain, though. I bet you the Tigers go for it again here.
Yeah, as you'd mentioned earlier, I mean, why not? Why not? At this point in time, we need to keep the ball out of Webb City's offense hand.
Going to keep it again, and he's going to get the first down. Not much more than that, but he saw he could get across the line, and that is a great decision by Lucas Hayes. And that was not one of the – he knew he was going to keep that one. Sometimes he's still trying to decide when he puts that ball in Sigmund's gut, but that time he just kind of stuck it in there real fast, pulled it back out, and bolted for the first down marker and got it. Empty backfield again. 9:21 left to go in the second quarter. Man goes in motion, and Hayes keeps it. And that time, nowhere to go.
Yeah, that time they didn't get the push like the previous play. The previous play for that first down, the right side of the O-line did a good enough job to, make a small hole there for Lucas. That time there was absolutely no place for Lucas to stick his head in there.
Yeah, Trenton Thompson came in and hammered him. Well, he ended up getting almost a yard. I didn't think he even got back to the line of scrimmage. They call it 2nd and 9 on the scoreboard. Again, Sigmund in the backfield, steps around to the other side, to Hayes' left side. And they give it to him. And he gains about 4.
Riley Sigmund, the ball
so 3rd and about 5 with 6:30 left to go, 8:30 rather, left to go in the second quarter.
3rd and 6 coming up for Republic.
This drive hasn't been that long, but this is a drive that is probably the better one that is for the Republic offense so far this half.
I think wearing the orange cape down there on the sideline, I think that's Micah Erickson. He turned kind of sideways and got a glimpse of his number. And a throw over here to Buford, who makes the catch into Webb City territory, and he's near a first down. That was a nice catch. And Chase Buford having a good game. He's paid the price a couple of times, but
the way that Webb City tackler took him down kind of looks like he may be a wrestler.
yeah, a little throw there at the end. So it is 1st down and 10 in Webb City territory. The offense kind of getting its feet under it. Sigmund, nice juke, made a man miss and picked up almost 6 yards on first down. So the Tiger defense moving the ball after that rough start.
And this drive right here definitely looks like the Republic offense that we're used to seeing throughout the season. One that just kind of methodically moves the ball down the field.
Like said, he gained more like 4 yards on that first down. Hullen goes in motion. And a quick throw and a catch to Landon Porter. Makes a man miss, takes it down inside the 30. And there's the Tiger offense starting to move the ball. 7:23 left to go in the second. Nice catch and nice run after the catch.
8 of 17 on the play.
Yeah, Landon did a great job of just putting the brakes on there, making that Webb City initial attacker just whiff, and then was able to catch, some more green there.
Sigmund ran into a man, his own man, kept fighting forward, and now moving the pile all the way down near the 20-yard line.
The 21-yard line.
Riley Sigmund, 5'8", 160, just moved about 4 or 5 Webb City Cardinals 3 yards at the end of that play.
He was the smallest in the pile.
Oh, yeah. So 2nd down and 2, and they give back to Sigmund. He's got a lot of room, bounces it to the outside, still on his feet, takes it down inside the 5. Riley Sigmund.
Stop made by Parker.
Great job there. He's kind of hitting his stride right there. I don't know if that initial run that a couple plays back kind of energized him, but he has definitely got something going on here, and the O-line is doing a great job on this drive right here. Every time that they've needed a hole for the running back to run through or block for Hayes to throw a pass, they've done a great job. So the O-line is definitely getting it done on this particular drive.
1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Sigmund got it, had nowhere to go. Flag came in there. The way he spun around, I think it was a face mask.
Yeah,
6:04 left in the half.
Three flags came flying in on that one, so it must have been pretty visible down on the field for everybody.
And that'll be another 1st down, half the distance. So they'll be 1st and goal from inside from about the 2, I would think.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense.
Webb City's jogged a few guys on and off, so they're changing up their defensive personnel right now.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. Half the distance to go, still 1st down.
1st and goal, Republic from the Webb City 3.
Sigmund in the backfield with Hayes. Porter in motion, under pressure. Hayes steps up away from the pressure and takes it down to about the 2. Now down, inside the 2 before he's hit. I thought he was going to get in. First, I thought he was going to get caught for a loss. Yeah. Then I thought he was going to get in the end zone. He ended up gaining just a very small amount of yardage there.
Great job of Lucas understanding his surroundings there. I thought he was going to get sacked from behind and kind of felt the pressure of that guy from his right side, decided to turn himself from throwing QB to running QB. Thought maybe he was going to stretch it there the last second to cross the goal line.
2nd and goal. Porter in motion again. Hayes keeps it behind his blocker, and he's hit after a gain of about 1. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1, and Hayes looks like he's shaken up. Took a hit on that left arm. Or maybe his hand.
Maybe a half yard on the play.
This drive, we've definitely been on the running game, have been right heavy. Most of the run plays have been to the right-hand side of the center. So I don't know if they're maybe trying to set something up, or maybe the right side of the O-line is having a little bit more success than the left side.
I don't like the way Hayes is shaking that arm, holding the arm and the hand. Gives it to Sigmund. Tries to squirt his way in there. He is stopped. And it's going to be 4th and goal from inside the 1.
Sigmund on the carry. Stop just short
from
of the
about the 1 foot line.
4th and less than a yard for a Tiger touchdown.
3 plays in a row where they're just trying to go between the guards. I wonder if they'll try to bounce it outside this time.
Hayes is going to keep it, and he's in. Dives in after getting hit And the Tigers are on the board for the first time with 4:07 left to go in the second quarter. What a drive by the Tiger offense, and what a finish by Lucas Hayes after taking a couple of rough hits. Toughed it out and got it in the end zone. And the Tigers are on the board, and it's 28-6.
Keeping their stat of red zone touchdowns going, too.
That better look at the action was brought to you by Vision Health Eye Center, dedicated to helping you get a better look at everything. Find them online at visionhealtheyecenter.com. Extra point attempt no good after troubles last week, missing 2. They missed the first one here, and it's 28-6. And as Rich Miles said, Tigers 1 for 1 in the red zone again. So their red zone success, even against a defense like the Webb City defense, they're still able. It took them a little longer, but they're still able to get it in.
Right. And looking at the stats for Webb City, what's interesting is the second quarter is the quarter that they've given up the most points so far this season. The gap between Webb City's offense and the opponent's offense is definitely a lot smaller in the second quarter.
Maybe that should have been my key to the game. This Tigers trip to the red zone was sponsored by State Farm agent Sarah Rader. Learn more about State Farm coverage and get in the red zone yourself at sarahrader.com. So the Tigers a chance to kick it off.
That drive was 16 plays, 70 yards, 7 minutes and 13 seconds.
Wow.
That's what you need against Webb City.
Yeah, not only because you need the points, but it keeps the offense off the field. And they're going to kind of pooch it up in the air, and a fair catch called for by the up man. That was Tanner Rogers, who waved the hand in the air. And Webb City takes over with a short field, but we talked about it on the broadcast against Joplin, and then after that game talked a little bit with Dustin Baldwin off the air about just the fact that the short field is not as big a deal when you're facing an offense like this, because they were scoring pretty much at will. The ball's on the ground again. It's still on the ground. It's finally picked up by Devin Weathers, the running back, who jumped on it. And so a couple of fumbles here by the Webb City Cardinals have given Republic new life.
2nd down and 12.
Yeah, that's what set up the touchdown, was a Webb City turnover, so almost got it back. It's always nice to have Webb City go in the wrong direction.
And the ball's on the ground again, and the Tigers have it! Another fumble, and this time Republic recovers.
That is outstanding. Defense is doing great, just stripping the ball, covering it up.
Ryzen Gonzalez comes up with it. So he will don the cape. And the way the offense moved the ball last time, the Tigers have new hope. 3:21 left in the half. Would be nice to take it down and score right before halftime and not give Webb City a chance to get the ball back.
That's short field.
Starting inside the Webb City 40. Hayes is going to throw it. Up top, has a man, and caught inside the 5. No, incomplete.
Oh.
Gavin Walker took the hit, and the ball came loose.
Man.
That was perfectly thrown by Lucas Hayes.
Yeah, that was great. Lucas showing off his arm.
I thought he had it.
It was great, too, is the O-line holding their blocks. Lucas had a lot of time back there to catch the ball and just lead Gavin.
This time Sigmund's going to take it and can't get away from the defender, Ruben Linker, the linebacker, who got in the backfield. So a loss of 3 makes it 3rd and 13 coming up for the Tigers on their own, on Webb City's 40-yard line.
I like the play. A lot of offensive coordinators like to do the long ball after a turnover.
And he dumps it off to the man underneath, but nowhere to go. Sigmund caught the ball. And Sigmund didn't like the way that play ended. Thought it was a kind of a little late physical activity. Then another of the Webb City players kind of extended a hand to help him, and Sigmund slapped it away. Like, you can't have one of your guys hit me late and then extend the hands. The Tigers are going to have to punt on 4th and long.
4th down for Republic.
2:05 and the clock ticking. And Hughes gets it off again. A good punt. Fair catch called for at the 11 by Kabbalah. And Webb City will take over with 1:57 left in the second quarter. A couple of fumbles on their last 2 possessions. And Webb City will rush it out and get ready to
Cardinals will have it 1st and 10.
Ready to start again.
This is where the defense definitely needs to play tough right here, not allowing Webb City to score right before halftime.
Eli Goddard, number 5, in a quarterback for Webb City.
So new quarterback for the Cardinals. That's an interesting quick pass out in the flat and ushered out of bounds is the receiver Cole Vaden. Flag came in
on the left side.
So new quarterback, and if you listen to the pregame, you heard Dustin Baldwin talk about one of the things that makes Webb City so good is that you make a couple of mistakes, you're going to get pulled out. Somebody else is going to come in and take your place.
Right, and he was alluding to the numbers that Webb City had. He said something like 97 kids that they've got suited up out there, which makes for great competition. Each position, each guy knows that there's at least one or maybe 2 other guys that are just, waiting for you to mess up or to get hurt so they can take your spot.
So personal foul against Webb City there, and I mentioned that situation because they have changed quarterbacks after a couple of fumbles, and so I don't know if that's why, but it makes you wonder. Webb City backed up. Goddard throws it, and it is bobbled and dropped. Intended for Cale McAllister, couldn't hang on. It's 3rd down and long, 1:47 left in the half, and if the Tigers could get a stop here, they'd get the ball back with a short field again.
Yeah, that'd be great, especially with Webb City, just over the 5-yard line. If we could hold them here and make them punt out of their own end zone, one little mistake can go a long way when you're putting the pressure on a team and an offense that's sitting inside their own 5.
Thrown over here in the flat at the 15. Appleberry.
Oh, he fumbled the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, dropped it out of bounds. Appleberry came up to make the stop as Gerard caught it, but it's going to be 4th down.
No, I think it's 3rd down.
Oh, it's 3rd down. Yeah, penalty. I didn't give him the extra down. So 3rd and about 8. So they got about half of it back. I was wondering why they threw that pass in that position. Goddard trying to find somebody. Great protection, and he finds a man open for a 1st down. They had so much time that he was able to wait for Gerard to come open, and he caught the ball.
Appleberry again defensively.
Yeah, and when your QB's out there scrambling, a lot of times you tell your receivers just to mirror your QB. If you just mirror your QB, a lot of times the QB will find you even if he's, being chased and throw the ball on the run, just like that happened there.
Under pressure, Goddard made a couple of men miss and then took it out past the 40. Good gain on 1st down.
Eli Goddard, the ball carrier.
Webb City timeout.
Yep, and we'll take a timeout as well with 1:18 left to go in the half. Webb City leading 28-6. Back with more after this. New York Life agent Michael Weeks is a proud supporter of Republic Tiger Athletics, and this fall he's also sponsoring our weekly Player of the Game feature. Every week you can find a Player of the Game alongside our game summary at RepublicTigerSports.com. Thanks to New York Life agent Michael Weeks for his support of Republic Tiger Sports. Republic Glass has been a part of our community since 1972, and they've been family-owned and operated all the way. Whether it's commercial, residential, or auto, or a mirror or shower door that needs attention, Republic Glass has you covered. Call them at 732-7044. If it's glass, you want Republic Glass on East Harrison, across from the post office in Republic, or at 732-7044. Here's a touchdown for your family budget. Combine your home and auto insurance and save money with State Farm agent Sarah Rader. Find her online at sarahrader.com. Vision Health Eye Center. Outstanding eye care, exceptional eyewear. From glasses, prescriptions, and contact lens fittings to emergency eye care, they help your family see, feel, and look better than they ever have before. And under pressure and a quarterback sack.
Good job by the Tiger defense.
Was that Jared Hughes that came?
No, I think it's Tommy DeAndrea who came in off the defensive end spot. Came in and got the sack.
Good job, Tommy.
Loss of yardage back to the
There's orange on black numbers.
32-yard line.
Under a minute to go now. Brings up 3rd and 12 for Webb City. And a throw and an incomplete pass. Overthrown. Intended for Cole Vaden. Brings up 4th down and 12 for Webb City, and they will kick it away with 46 seconds left.
4th and 12 coming up for Webb City.
You know, after that kind of blitzing start, Republic's been respectable with Webb City.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity here to get a good return.
Kind of a flat line drive rolling kick is going to roll all the way down inside the 30 and then curve backwards before being down at the 27.
Ball rolls
and that is
27-yard line.
where Republic will take over with 36 seconds left to go. Well, they can strike fast, and they've had an opportunity to strike fast here a couple of times as they had men get open and just couldn't quite hit them, and then they had Gavin Walker on what looked like a long completion on that last drive. But he couldn't hold on to it as he was hit. Rich, you mentioned the 3-man front for Webb City. They've had, especially early, good pressure on Lucas Hayes.
Yeah, our O-line have done a really good job of picking up this 3-man front using double teams.
Fake handoff, and they throw it to Buford over here, who is thrown down and kept in bounds by the defense. And the clock will continue to run, so it doesn't look like Dustin Baldwin's going to be in any hurry to get up to the line and stop it. Thought maybe they take their timeouts, but they elect not to. And now they give it to Sigmund, who is tackled short of the first down marker. 6 seconds left in the half. And time will run out on the Republic offense, and we will go to halftime. And Webb City has a 28-6 lead. So, rough first quarter, as Webb City has done to so many teams. Tigers played a little better in the second quarter. And they trail by 22 at halftime, 28-6. We'll take a break and be back with our Gold Medal Gyms halftime show after this timeout on Republic Tiger Sports. The Simplex Insurance Nathan Dixon Agency is Republic's new independent insurance agency, and that means they can shop around to get you the best price to meet your insurance needs. Whether it's home, auto, farm, or commercial insurance, call the Simplex Insurance Nathan Dixon Agency, simplifying your insurance experience. Berry Patch Preschool and Daycare is excited to announce they're expanding to a brand new building on the corner of 174 and Hines. They accept children ages 0 to 12, teach preschool curriculum with hands-on learning and extracurricular activities like the library, the zoo, or Stretch and Grow. Give them a call for your preschool needs at 732-7761. Berry Patch Preschool, an experienced and trusted daycare in Republic. It might be too...
Coaches Jordan Belcher and Andrea Sorrell. Tonight performing
back at Republic High School Stadium, where the Tigers trail Webb City 28-6 at halftime. And welcome to our Gold Medal Gyms halftime show. Tigerettes performing, and we'll keep the camera on them, although if you've watched before, you know we can't really let you listen to the music because YouTube will shut us down if we play copyrighted music during the halftime show. But you can still enjoy the dance moves. Tiger Pride Band is getting set to go with their halftime show. And it was a rough first quarter. We talked in the pregame show about how the Tigers needed to avoid that onslaught in the first, and they did not do it. It was a lot of scoring early by Webb City, and as they've done to teams all year, they kind of hit them early and made them pay.
Yeah, we mentioned the first quarter definitely lopsided in Webb City's favor, but interesting statistic, just the second quarter, that gap between Webb City and their opponents is definitely a lot smaller in the second quarter. It's when they've given up most of their points, and obviously it showed here this evening too. Second quarter was definitely different for both teams compared to the first quarter. Webb City in the first quarter kind of looked like they were going to have their way with the Republic Tigers, but then defense gets a turnover, offense takes advantage of it and marches the ball down the field and scores a touchdown.
Let's theorize. Which of you has a theory for why they would be so good in the first quarter and then be only kind of good in the second quarter? Tim Barnes has a theory.
Well, I don't know this, but I wonder if they substitute some of their starters and they play, the first and third quarters, and the backups play the second and fourth.
I don't know. Well, they had
that's
the same.
My theory.
I mean, the numbers we were calling were the same in the second quarter.
Well,
the
they did.
Part.
Goddard, they did bring in.
That's true. Although I think that was related to the fact that they fumbled a couple of times, but maybe not.
He actually had the second fumble.
Oh, I didn't notice he was in there.
He was in there for the second fumble.
In talking about fumbles, looking at the stats, Webb City has up until tonight. Obviously, the numbers will be different, but they've had 11 fumbles lost to 4 fumbles recovered. So they've given up a lot of fumbles this season.
Yeah, and this is just kind of going off memory, but I kind of think that a couple of times fumbles have kept Republic in games where they were against Webb City where they were getting dominated otherwise, but it ended up being a little closer than it would have been because of some turnovers, including I think that Journey Jones game. There were a couple of times where Republic recovered fumbles or got turnovers in that game that kept them close, and of course having Journey Jones doesn't hurt either. That was maybe the best performance that I have seen that I saw Journey Jones have was that game against Webb City. I mean, he had bigger numbers against Glendale in the game where he broke all the school records, but that was against a defense that was porous, is putting it lightly. So what he was able to do against Webb City and that defense was just pretty impressive. And I think at the end of that year, he was COC Offensive Player of the Year. I think it was that Webb City game that won him that award because I think everybody, including the coaches around the league, said, well, if Journey Jones can do that against Webb City, then he's got to be a pretty good back. And obviously he was and continues to be a part of the Mizzou Tigers. It's always fun to see him on special teams up there usually when he's out there. And I know he wanted to be a Mizzou Tiger growing up, and he's been able to do that. So good for him.
Yeah, in one of his touchdowns that he had against Webb City in the game that we're talking about still sticks in my head. The one where he just kind of hits a pile of Webb City defenders and everybody just kind of stops. It kind of looks like he'd been tackled, and somehow he just kind of squirts out the side and rumbles down the field and scores a touchdown.
He had a lot of those. He was fun to watch for sure. Tigers not having as good a night tonight, but the offense did look a lot better in that second quarter, and just looked like they got their bearings after being snowed under in that first quarter. And what was the offense, in your opinion, doing differently there in that second quarter that made that successful?
Well, one of the things was Lucas finally got his first completions of the night in the second quarter, so that was definitely big. He up until that point was, I think Tim said, 0 for 8 in that first quarter. In the second quarter, he's able to hit a couple of his receivers. That kind of opened up the playbook a little bit. That means Webb City then finally had to kind of realize, hey, we got to defend the passing game also. And then Sigmund, man, he just kind of ran like an animal there, especially on that one running play where he just kind of drug about 3/4 of the Webb City defense a good 5 yards after the initial contact. It kind of looked like the play was going to be over with and the referees were going to blow the whistle, but he just kept driving his feet, and the pile just kept moving. And what looked like was only going to be about a 3 to 4 yard gain ended up being almost a 9-yard gain. And that right there is just a combination of Lucas getting his first completions and Sigmund just kind of running crazy there. In the O-line, I mean, even in the first quarter, the O-line did good. Lucas wasn't pressured too many times. So, offensive line is doing great. They're having to defend 3 down linemen that are some of the best down linemen they're going to see throughout the season, and a blitzing linebacker. And what Webb City's defense does is they have got 3 linebackers, and all 3 of them will show blitz at the beginning, but then 2 of them will back out, and it's kind of hard for our guys to realize, okay, which of the 3 is going to actually be the blitzing linebacker on this play.
Yeah, so you've got to make that adjustment kind of on the fly every play, and that's tough to do. And, coaches talk a lot about, well, we need to establish the run to set up the pass. And I know Dustin Baldwin feels that way, and that is typically how you think of it. But I think in some ways with this offense, you almost need to pass. It seems to set up the run, which just the fact that if you can just complete 1 or 2 and make that an option, then it gives the defense something to think about. And, I think that second quarter is maybe, as you said, just a little bit of a case of that. Not that you don't have to establish the run always, but just making the defense have to cover both makes a big difference. 28-6 is the score at halftime, and we're just going to kind of back off and let you watch the band perform their halftime performance as they're in the middle of their competition season. And I think they go to Branson tomorrow. So let's watch the Tiger Pride Band. Well, the Tiger Pride Band, again, in the middle of competition season, and they are just about wrapping up their halftime performance. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more of our Gold Medal Gym's halftime show after this timeout. You're watching Republic Tigers football on Republic Tiger Sports. Heinz Street Pharmacy delivers prescriptions right to your door, and they can often save you money compared to what you're paying at the big box pharmacies. And their drive-up window can help you avoid long lines on your way home from work, too. Heinz Street Pharmacy. Experience the hometown difference. Whether you have a hole in your roof or you're missing a single shingle, you know who to call in Republic. It's Mike Mansker and the team at Absolute Roofing. Give them a call at 869-0444 or find them online at absoluteroofers.com.
Pinnaker Chevrolet is hitting the big 4-0, and we are celebrating. Hi, this is Abby Pinnaker Rose. I am so excited that we are celebrating my father opening the doors to Pinnaker Chevrolet in Republic 40 years ago. We still work by the values he started in 1979, to value each and every customer and to exceed every expectation. If you are looking for a new vehicle, have yours serviced, or need some body repair, stop by and make sure to tell Ed happy anniversary. Find new roads in Republic or online at PinnakerChevrolet.com.
Hashtag Casasa. Hashtag Mid-Missouri Bank.
What you doing?
Taking a Casasa selfie.
Casasa selfie?
Yeah, when I get Casasa cash back at Mid-Missouri Bank, I take a Mid-Mo Casasa selfie.
You do take a lot of selfies.
Right. When I get cash back for lunch break debit card swipes, Mid-Mo Casasa selfie. When I get cash back for weekend debit card swipes,
let me guess, Mid-Mo Casasa selfie?
Mid-Missouri Bank is building the community bank of the future in the Ozarks today. Visit midmobank.com, member FDIC.
State Farm Insurance is there anytime, anywhere you need it with helpful advice and award-winning service. In Republic, call Chris Yoakum at 732-1463 or go online at chrisyoakum.com and get to a better state. Central Gas Propane is locally owned and operated and offers exceptional customer service when you need it most. They go the extra mile to meet customers' needs with a level of service and communication no other company can beat. Call today to switch and save. Central Gas Propane at 417-725-3833 or online at centralgasmo.com.
I'm Todd Wojciechowski, Executive Vice President at People's Community Bank. Our mission is to put our communities first, and that's true right here in Republic. Whether it's supporting Republic schools or volunteering for one of the nonprofits doing good work in our hometown, all of us at People's Community Bank are committed to making Republic a better place to live. I hope you'll stop in soon and say hi.
People's Community Bank, right on Highway 60. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
So the other morning, my little girl woke up crying.
Hello, nightmare.
No, actually, it was an earache.
Hello, emergency room.
No, not the ER. Heavens, no.
Hello, waiting room.
Not this time.
Hello.
Save my spot.
From Cox Health.
I just went online, picked one of the urgent care walk-in clinics really close by, and they saved my spot in line.
That's health care on your schedule and on your terms.
Hello, convenience.
Visit coxhealth.com to learn more.
Again, best of luck to the Tiger Pride Marching Band tomorrow as they travel to Branson to participate in the Branson Invitational Marching Festival. Again, we wish them well.
Welcome back to the
Central
Gold Medal
Ozark
Gym's
Conference
halftime
scores
show.
At the half, Joplin 43, Ozark nothing.
And thanks to Gold Medal
Late in the
Gyms
second
for
quarter,
sponsoring our
Carthage
halftime
and
show
Miller
every week.
Late in the second quarter, Nixon
Teams
13,
are back
Branson
on the
3.
field warming up.
Also a late second quarter
Ken
score,
Kinnear
Carl
giving
Junction
some
14,
scores.
Neosho 6.
Yeah, I think
Carl Junction leading the Osho, and
yeah, I was going to say things could be a lot worse. He said it was Joplin 43, Ozark 0 at halftime. 43-0.
What was it here at halftime? Was it 40? Actually, I think it was worse here. They were in the 40s, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, well, yeah. The second quarter really changed things. And Tim Barnes, you got any halftime stats to give us?
I do.
Tigers made it a little bit respectable there at the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, Lucas Hayes was 5 out of 14 for only 21 yards, had one interception, 14 carries, 25 yards with a touchdown. Riley Sigmund, 11 carries, 40 yards. Webb City, a very balanced attack. Cade Hicks, 4 carries, 62 yards and a touchdown. Kabbalah and Weathers, Kabbalah had 2 touchdowns, Weathers had 1. both Kabbalah with 41, Weathers with 49 yards rushing. Didn't do much in the passing game, total of 4 out of 8, 62 yards.
You mentioned at one point how many incomplete passes that Hayes had to start things off.
Yeah, he was 0 for 8 or 9 to start with, so he did much better. He was to 5 out of his last 6, although a couple of those were for negative yardage.
So 28-6, the score, Webb City with the lead. We're going to take a quick break and wrap up our halftime show now and then be back with the start of the second half after this on Republic Tiger Sports. Southern Sun Electric's a proud sponsor of the Classroom Spotlight. They encourage all student athletes not to settle for just good enough on the field, on the court, or in the classroom. Keep pushing yourself to higher levels and go Repmo from Southern Sun Electric. It's easier than ever to get your Rocco's Pizza fix. Place your order on their website at roccositaliankitchen.net or call them with one tap inside the Republic Tiger Sports mobile app. And don't forget dessert because Rocco's is serving homemade ice cream prepared right on site. Rocco's Italian Kitchen, pizza, pasta, perfection. For more than 30 years, Yoakum Automotive has been the hometown auto repair shop you can trust, and with their new digital vehicle inspections, their mechanics will show you exactly what's wrong with your car and let you sign off before the repairs are made. Ask about their shuttle service and loaner vehicles when scheduling your appointment online at yoakumautomotive.com. Elliott Robinson & Company, LLP, Certified Public Accountants, is Republic's local full-service accounting firm, serving as your trusted business advisors. And this year, they're making possible our By the Numbers feature, where we look at stats that catch our eye on the Republic sports scene. Elliott Robinson & Company, conveniently located in the Wildwood Plaza across from Pinnaker Chevrolet, or find them online at ercpa.com. When you need a plumber, you usually need one fast, but you also want one who'll do the job right. In Republic, that's Far Better Plumbing. Whether it's residential, commercial, or you need excavation, call Far Better and let them take away the stress of your plumbing problem. Call them at 864-8703 or find them online at farbetterplumbing.com.
For senior night, here at home to entertain the Neosho Wildcats.
Just about ready for the Tigers to kick it off to Webb City, trailing 28-6. Webb City gets the ball first in the third quarter.
Northrop to kick off.
And it'll be Andre Northrop to tee it up and kick it off.
Kabbalah and
The
Dylan
junior,
Harmon,
5'9", 145, kicks it
back deep for the Cardinals.
high and taken at about the 18-yard line, bouncing it and still on his feet past
Weathers
the 35 is Deverin Weathers.
19 yards on the return.
So a 19-yard return for Weathers, and Webb City will take over there to start the second half.
Public special teams tackle by Dalton Parks.
This is where the defense needs to play just as tough as they did in the second quarter. Webb City's offense really didn't have too much success in the second quarter, so hopefully we can keep that continued here in the third.
And a pitch to Weathers, takes it outside and pushed out of bounds just short of the first down marker
Quarterback Kate Hicks, number 12, to
about the 44.5-yard line.
sweeps to the left side.
And when you look at Webb City's offensive line, the splits between their O-linemen are really, really short. They're all compact in there. Sometimes when you play a lot of spread teams, the O-line have big splits or big gaps between it, but Webb City, they're in there close to each other.
2nd and 1, and keeping it is Hicks before being pushed out of bounds in Republic territory, all the way down inside the 45 to about the 44-yard line.
And what's frustrating when you're the defensive coach is there was nothing fancy right there. There's Webb City veer option. It was the same exact play back to back, and it sets up 20-plus yards on a veer option.
So 1st and 10 from the 44. Webb City on the move, 11:39 left. Both plays have gone out of bounds, so the clock has stopped twice. And good defense there by the Tigers as they bottle up the quarterback keeper. Moody was in there, so was Sturdivant. I think Austin O'Hara was in there as well.
Hayden Moody, number
Yeah,
63,
D-line did a
also
great
this
job
week.
of getting penetration there. The
Gain of
QB
yard
didn't
on the
have
play,
any place to
second
go,
down and 9.
trying to keep bouncing it out, and realizing really quickly that he was going to get wrapped up, and he just kind of helped the defense there by kind of going down.
And the handoff up the middle to Kabbalah. Kabbalah had a lot of running room off the left side of the line and got a big gain. Short of the first down, though.
Kabbalah,
Third
the ball
down
carrier.
and
Gain of 9 on first
about
down,
1.
Second down and 1. Or third down, rather. Ball
Again,
at
Webb
the
City.
Republic 35-yard line.
Going old school, they huddle. They don't signal plays in. They send one or two guys off from the sideline to bring in the play to the QB. Counter up the middle.
Yep, lots of running room.
Everett Weathers on the carry.
Weathers with the carry, and he is tackled there by
Prevost making the stop for
Prevost, who
Republic.
comes up limping.
Ball at the Tigers' 24-yard line.
Inside the 25 to the 24. 10:23 left in the third quarter.
Gain of 12. First and 10, Webb City.
And this is the Webb City that started the game off, and the Webb City offense that you usually see. Keeping it on the ground, picking up somewhere between 4 to 6 yards of play.
They're going to throw it there, and it is caught into the end zone to Cale McAllister.
Receiver Cale McAllister.
Coverage was
24-yard
Appleberry.
touchdown pass.
And let's take a look at it again as McAllister just got behind Appleberry, and what a throw.
Yeah, the throw was spot on.
Extra point coming up, and it is good. So with 10:01 left to go in the third quarter, it's 35-6 now. Webb City with the lead. We'll take a break and be back with more after this timeout on Republic Tiger Sports. Any day's a great day to send flowers. Heaven Sent Flowers and Gifts has been your local florist in Republic since 1987, offering free local delivery. Call them at 732-1334 or go online to heavenssentflowers.com.
Hey now, Cracker Jack Shack.
Cracker Jack Shack has got your back with custom apparel for your club, organization, or business. And they take screen printing to the next level with amazing new software that lets you track your order online from concept to artwork to the finished product. Link it, see it, click it, get it. Only at the Shack.
Always on time and right on track. Cracker Jack Shack, we got your back. Cracker Jack Shack.
All right, back in Republic. Tigers will get the ball now with 10:01 left in the third quarter. And let's see if they can continue their offensive success from the second quarter.
Great if we get a deep return for once here. Guys have done a good job of not allowing the ball to one hop to them the past two returns.
High end over and kick, taken on the near side by Sterling at about the 14-yard line. Cuts back inside, has some running room, and still on his feet out past the 40. So Josh Sterling with a good return, out all the way to the 42-yard line.
And that is what we needed here to start this third quarter here.
A couple of nifty moves.
Yeah, and he got some good blocks too. Just had about 3 or 4 black jerseys that picked up some blocks there, and he was just able to kind of be patient, realize that his guys had picked up the block, and then kind of hit a second gear there at the last second.
Hayes fakes the pass and then takes it back up the middle for a gain of a couple on first down.
Gain of 2 to the 44.
Yeah, that looked like it was a QB draw. Kind of make it look like a pass play, making linebackers and your corners to kind of bail, hoping that it opens up the middle. And then after a few seconds there, you tuck the ball and run. Oh.
Pass in the flat, complete to Josh Sterling. Incomplete pass.
Couldn't quite hang on to that one.
Yeah, and if he would have caught that anyways, I don't think he would have gained too much. I think he had 2 white jerseys just bearing down on him right there. If he would have caught that, it Probably would have gotten maybe a step further before being tackled.
3rd and 8. Sigmund steps to the right of Hayes. The blitz from the outside, and Hayes has nowhere to go and no way to get away.
Now that time Webb City literally brought everybody except the backfield. They brought every linebacker they had. And that right there is just a case of our guys being outnumbered. They had too many guys for us to block.
So 4th down and 14 will cause the Tigers to have to punt here. And Hughes will run out there again.
Hughes in punt formation for Republic.
Dotted it off again, and that's a boomer. Back over the head, and it's dropped,
it.
and it is covered by Webb City.
Jeez.
Recovered by Webb City.
Tigers had a shot at it. That was Dalton Parks. And let's watch that one again.
Yeah, the return man tried to catch the ball on the run. Usually one of the things you practice is your punt returner. If you're kind of having to catch the ball on the run, if you can't catch it cleanly, sometimes it's just better to just not try to attempt to catch it at all. You just let it bounce and hit the ground and roll instead of trying to make a difficult attempt at catching it and fumbling it like that right there.
And then I think Parks maybe could have jumped on it and tried to scoop it, or if it didn't fall on it. I think if he had a shot if he'd have fallen on it. Tigers showed blitz, but Webb City ran it right off the right side of the line, and Dylan Harlan picked up first down yardage on first down before Prevost could bring him down.
Yeah, when you blitz, it's literally a guessing game. You either blitz and you guessed right, or you blitzed and obviously you guessed wrong. And sometimes when you guess wrong, that opens up a huge hole. And that time, linebacker went one gap, but the ball went another gap to the other side.
So 1st and 10 from the 36.5. And the keeper by the quarterback that time, Cade Hicks, gained about 3.5, out to the 40.
That time the defense did a good job of not getting faked out by the QB, realizing pretty much from the get-go that he had kept the ball and was able to just close the gap, giving the QB no running lanes whatsoever.
Trenton Giles came up and made the hit on that one. 7:38 left to go in the 3rd. 2nd down and about 6 for Webb City. Hicks gives it to the back. Lots of running room. Spins away from a tackler. Bounces off another tackler. Still on his feet. And Appleberry finally grabs him around the waist and brings Weathers down after a big gain.
Yeah, Weathers spun out of a couple of tackles there. Just kept running and running and running. I thought there at the last second he was going to get out of that last tackle there, but our guys just hung on for dear life there, is able to take him down.
7:15 and the clock ticking in the 3rd quarter. 35-6. And a cutback. And nearly a touchdown run before finally being brought down by Cade Hicks. It was Trenton Giles with the tackle again.
Yeah, Hicks that time, he just kind of zigzagged up the field. He kind of went to his left and then went to his right and thought he was going to go back to the left again after a couple of downfield blocks.
Thought you were going to say, stand up, sit down, fight, fight, fight. 6:38 left to go in the 3rd. First down for Webb City. Hicks is going to throw it, and it's almost picked off. That was Austin O'Hara who jumped up and almost picked it off. Couldn't quite hang on. I don't really think he expected the ball to come to him like that.
I think that was just an attempt to the tight end. Yeah, just a little tight end dump where the tight end just steps in like they're going to block, but then they go right up the field, and most of the time the tight end kind of gets lost in all the chaos there and a lot of times the tight ends are able to catch the ball there for a big gain.
That better look at the action brought to you by Vision Health Eye Center. And now the pitch down inside the 15-yard line was to Dylan Harlan. Vision Health Eye Center is dedicated to getting you a better look at everything.
Bryce Messier there to make the stop.
Find them online at visionhealtheyecenter.com. Bryce Messier with that tackle. Third down and
Ball
about
just
6.
inside the 15-yard line.
Maybe 5 for Webb City.
3rd and 6 coming up for the Cardinals.
6 minutes exactly left in the third quarter.
And this is the part of the field where if Webb City doesn't pick up the first down here, probably going to go for it on 4th down.
And they give it again to Dylan Harlan. Don't think he got it.
No, he's going to be, I think,
Messier
good 2 yards short there. Defense did a great job on collapsing down, making the tackle there.
4th down and 2.
Big 4th down here. It'd be great if the defense could stop this Webb City methodical drive that's going on right here.
Hicks under center. And Harlan spins off a man, has the first down inside the 5 before he's gang tackled at about the 3. So the defense made him work for it, but he picked up the first down, and it's 1st and goal.
The Webb City ball carriers are one of the better teams every year at not going down on first contact. It seems like whoever gets the ball for Webb City, whether it's the QB, whether it's one of the split backs or a receiver that catches the ball, Webb City is definitely one of those teams that you can tell it's kind of part of their mentality that I'm not going to go down on the initial contact, and they're just constantly driving their feet, making it to where it's the 2nd or 3rd defender that has to help with the tackle.
4.5 left in the third quarter. Knocking on the door again are the Cardinals, already leading 35-6. And that time with a little help from his friends into the end zone goes Deveron Weathers. You can see Weathers on this play. They have him stopped. And then a couple of Webb City Cardinals come up behind him and kind of help him into the end zone. There, it looks like he's stopped, and there he gets a little help. In he goes. That better look at the action, sponsored by Vision Health Eye Center. Vision Health, committed to helping you get a better look at everything. Schedule an appointment online at visionhealtheyecenter.com. And the extra point is up and good, and it is 42-6. Webb City with the lead with 4:19 remaining, and the clock will run now continuously as it's more than a 35-point lead. But we'll take a quick break and be back with more after this on Republic Tiger Sports. Parents and grandparents, it's not too late to make great memories with your high school students before they head off for college. One way to do that is the gift of travel. Republic Travel Advisor Crystal Hicks has helped lots of families make those memories, and she's standing by to help you too. Just drop her a line, crystal@southwesttravel.biz, and let her do the planning for you. And all without additional fees. That's Southwest Travel Advisor Crystal Hicks in Republic. Back in Republic, 42-6, Webb City with the lead. How many plays was that drive, Tim Barnes?
Well, David Brazil, that was 9 plays, 74 yards, 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Made him work for it.
Yep. Another good return, this time by, I think, Porter. Took it on the far side, out past the 20. About the 28-yard line, a 12-yard return for Landon Porter. And the clock running now, where normally it would be stopped as the teams come out on the field, but with that 36-point lead, it'll run continuously except for timeouts and
injuries
and earthquakes, I think. Little known portion of the rule book. Hayes is going to keep it, and he is taken out down low.
Straight ahead on the quarterback keeper.
Gained a couple.
Gain of 2 to the 30.
Second down and 8. Tigers have been in the red zone one time.
Perez making the stop.
And they are 1 for 1. I mean, it's really amazing that they've been so good in the red zone when
they get
there, no matter the team. I mean,
right. Problem is they haven't been in the red zone
penalty flag on the play
too much this evening. Let's see what we got here. We got false start on the offense, so that's going to negate the 2-yard pickup there.
To the 25-yard line.
It seems like that is the penalty that our offense has been called on, I think, just about every single Friday night.
Snaps. False start. Offense. 5 yards. Steal second down.
So that's going to bring up, about 2nd and 13, I believe. And again, Republic's going to come out with an empty backfield with that spread look that they've shown most of the season.
And nowhere to go on that one either.
Landon Porter on the carry.
Landon, as soon as he got the ball, he had 2 white jerseys that essentially almost came untouched up the field. Did the best he could there, but difficult there that as soon as you get the handoff from your QB that you're having to essentially kind of juke 2 Webb City defenders as soon as you get the ball.
1:41 left to go in the third. Sigmund goes in motion. Hayes steps up, fires it over the middle, out too far in front of Gavin Walker.
Pass is incomplete. Gavin Walker, the intended receiver.
And it brings up 4th down and 13, and Tigers will punt it away.
I don't know if he thought maybe Gavin was going to cut more out, kind of on a corner route there. He just threw it kind of like he was kind of expecting him to keep running. Maybe Gavin ran a little bit more upfield instead of towards the sideline.
Sigmund runs on the field, then he runs back off the field. I guess they didn't need him out there after all. No pressure that time by Webb City. Good punt. And it's going to take a Republic roll all the way down to about the 30-yard line.
Ball down at the Webb City 30-yard line. Cardinals will have it 1st and 10.
Clock ticking at 34 seconds left, and so I don't know if Webb City's going to get a playoff or not. They may not be in any rush. The play clock hasn't started yet, now down below 25 in the quarter. So they don't have to run a play if they don't want, but we'll see if they do.
Well, Webb City isn't a team that really shows too much of speed between plays. They kind of, I said, they huddle up and they wait for at least 2, maybe sometimes 3 guys to come off the sideline to bring in the play, so it doesn't look like they will.
They save all their speed for during the plays. Don't use any in between. They do wait for the clock to run out. That takes us to the end of the third. We'll take a break and be back with the 4th quarter after this timeout on Republic Tiger Sports. Black Lab Coffee is more than just amazing coffee. It's the locally owned coffee shop where you can drop in, be greeted by name, and enjoy a quiet place to work or some peaceful conversation. Black Lab Coffee at 545 East Elm Street in Republic. Gold Medal Gyms is where Republic athletes build a foundation for future success. Whether it's gymnastics, cheerleading, or tumbling, young athletes learn skills that prepare them to take on virtually any sport they choose. Sign up for your free trial at their gorgeous facility at Highway 60 and Highway M. Gold Medal Gyms, raising the bar for Republic athletics. Hetty Barbecue Company is home to great barbecue, including the famous Pig Nasty Sandwich. And they're also home to the Mid-Missouri Bank Retmo Football Show every Wednesday night. Go in and check them out or call them for takeout at 732-4BBQ. Every insurance company hopes you drive safely, but Allstate actually helps you drive safely with DriveWise. It lets you know when you go too fast, brake too hard, and gives you feedback to help you drive safer and lower your cost. Contact Republic agent Jesse Pritchett to learn more. That's Allstate agent Jesse Pritchett in Republic. back in Republic, and Webb City with the ball. And we've got a penalty. So a false start, and the clock started ticking. I don't know. What's the ruling on that, guys? The play hasn't actually technically started yet, but we've already run 25 seconds off the clock. I don't think anybody's going to complain.
No, but yeah, I don't think the clock should have started. Like you said, technically the play wasn't allowed to go.
And once it got to 35, they sent the clock operator home. They got a guy doing extra duty over there. Just hit start at the beginning of the quarter. Bouncing off one man and fighting his way forward is Dylan Harlan. Our fourth quarter scoreboard sponsor is Absolute Roofing. Thanks to Mike Mansker and the team at Absolute Roofing for their support of Republic Tiger Sports.
When you look at Webb City stats, they've got one, two, three, four players that all have about 250 plus yards rushing for the season.
For a second, I thought you meant tonight.
No.
Then I realized that doesn't add up.
But they like to spread the ball around. They don't just have one player that they just hand the ball off to. They kind of spread the wealth.
Third down and 7, or really 8, coming up for Webb City, depending on how you count that last yard.
And Webb City, knowing that the clock is running, they're just taking their sweet time getting up to the field and snapping the ball about the 4th second on the play clock.
They pitch it, and to the outside is Harlan, and he is chased down. Good pursuit by the Republic defense over here on the near side. Several Tigers over there. Dalton Parks credited with the tackle.
Making Webb City punt. It's always a good thing. Obviously, I know it's fourth quarter, but
31-yard line, 4th down and 9.
So they punt it away. It's going to bounce and roll all the way down to the 25.
Ball down to the Republic 25.
With 9:10 left to go. Teams will trade sides. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more after this. New York Life agent Michael Weeks is a proud supporter of Republic Tiger Athletics, and this fall he's also sponsoring our weekly Player of the Game feature. Every week you can find a Player of the Game alongside our game summary at RepublicTigerSports.com. Thanks to New York Life agent Michael Weeks for his support of Republic Tiger Sports. Tigers back out on the field, and they will take over here with 8.5 left in the game. And Avery Moody, the Republic quarterback, hands it off, and nowhere to go for Riley Sigmund. A couple of Webb City Cardinals in there to make the stop.
Spencer Lortz, number 74.
Spencer Lortz helps up Sigmund.
No gain on the play.
And second down and 10. Moody from the shotgun has Sigmund beside him. Trips to the right, one receiver to the far side. And he's going to keep it. And, Avery Moody.
He's going to regret keeping the ball there.
Introduced to the varsity level.
Tackle made by Sam Thomas.
Got hit by 4 guys at one time.
3rd and 10 Republic.
And down to 7:35 left. 3rd and 10. 2 wide receivers to each side. Gavin Walker and Skylar Locke to the left. And 2 more over here to the right whose numbers I can't read. Moody, the left-handed pass, dumps it to Hayden Jones, who caught the ball. The sophomore went to a knee to do it, and so couldn't advance it any further. It ends up being a 1-yard loss. So first varsity completion for Avery Moody. That's the good news. The bad news is it's -2 on the passing yards, and Republic will have to punt.
Yeah, that play was setting up exactly how they wanted it to set up. That's just a learning experience for him, that when you throw those type of tunnel screens, you can get the ball up a little bit higher.
Good bounce on that punt.
Punt takes a Republic bounce down to the Webb City 47-yard line.
Jace McClelland again downs it. And Webb City will take over again with 6:25 left. We'll take one quick break and be back with more after this. Republic Glass has been a part of our community since 1972, and they've been family-owned and operated all the way. Whether it's commercial, residential, or auto, or a mirror or shower door that needs attention, Republic Glass has you covered. Call them at 732-7044. If it's glass, you want Republic Glass on East Harrison, across from the post office in Republic, or at 732-7044. First and 10 for Webb City. Back to the line they go. And they give it to the running back, Cade Wilson, the 5'8 sophomore at 160 pounds. Picks up good yardage on first down. 5.5 left.
Tyler Burks making the tackle.
Tyler Burks comes up and makes the hit. So we'll try to get you some numbers for Tigers in the game here late. O'Hara still in there at linebacker.
In Cade Wilson, the ball carrier.
Wilson again with the carry. And the tackle made by 77, whose number I don't have on the roster.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. There's a couple of numbers out there that we don't have the name to.
That's why I said we'll try to get you some names of kids out there, and then immediately went silent. Ken Knierim just said his name, and I didn't hear.
Officials timeout for a measurement.
So we're going to measure for a first down. Might have been Markham that made the tackle on that last play. And it is just short. It's going to stay fourth down with 4:49 remaining. They do stop the clock for that.
I think it's third down. He signaled fourth down, but
all right, the
pretty
stick,
sure
yeah.
this is just third down.
All right, yeah, the stick had 4, and now it's 3. So, boy, barely, you can't even hardly see the distance between the stick and the first down, and that is not only a first down, it's much more. Good play by O'Hara. Ball comes loose, but after the whistle, I think it was O'Hara who had him around the waist, got dragged a ways, but he didn't let go.
Yeah, he was determined to take him down. I think the referee gave a little bit of a sympathy whistle there. He was kind of moving everybody, but the referee acknowledging that the play was probably over with, blowing the whistle.
Already mentioned Tyler Burks is out there, the sophomore. First down, under 4 left now. And the handoff up the middle, and the ball's on the ground. Somebody, I think, in a black and orange uniform ended up with it.
Oh.
No? I guess not. One of the officials sure looked like he was pointing the other way. Guess he got up there and realized he was wrong.
Maybe he was waving the line, the yard markers down, I guess.
I don't know up towards him?
Yeah, but I don't know what else he would have been doing.
I don't know. Well, so close. Handoff up the middle. Goes to Cade Wilson.
Second down and 6.
Brings up second and 6. Under 3 to go.
You can't tell it by the scoreboard, but I really feel like the defense played better tonight. They had a couple of turnovers. They had a couple of negative plays, which, we did not see at all last week. Against a much better team.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I think even when the starters were in there, they made them take a few plays. Of course, then they immediately march it in. And that's a touchdown for Cade Wilson. So that makes it 48-6. Webb City takes the 42-point lead with just over 2 minutes left to go. Call it 2:15 left in the fourth quarter, and they'll try to tack on the extra point.
Score came with 2:17 remaining in the ball game.
Kick is good. And with 1:44 left, 49-6 now. Webb City with the lead. We'll take a break and be back with the conclusion after this.
1:35.
Here's a touchdown for your family budget. Combine your home and auto insurance and save money with State Farm agent Sarah Rader. Find her online at sarahrader.com. Vision Health Eye Center. Outstanding eye care, exceptional eyewear. From glasses, prescriptions, and contact lens fittings to emergency eye care, they help your family see, feel, and look better than they ever have before. Check them out online at visionhealtheyecenter.com. The Simplex Insurance Nathan Dixon Agency is Republic's new independent insurance agency, and that means they can shop around to get you the best price to meet your insurance needs. Whether it's home, auto, farm, or commercial insurance, call the Simplex Insurance Nathan Dixon Agency, simplifying your insurance experience. Berry Patch Preschool and Daycare is excited to announce they're expanding to a brand new building on the corner of 174 and Hines. They accept children ages 0 to 12, teach preschool curriculum with hands-on learning and extracurricular activities like the library, the zoo, or Stretch and Grow. Give them a call for your preschool needs at 732-7761. Berry Patch Preschool, an experienced and trusted daycare in Republic. Good return for Blake Hullen as we return to action, and that's probably going to do it with 18 seconds left. That's not really enough time for the team to get out there and set anything up, and so the coach is just telling everybody line it up and shake their hands.
That'll be the end of the ball game, and our final score here tonight, Webb City Cardinals 49.
So final score is 49-6.
With the win, Webb City improves to 6-1 on the year.
Webb City now 6-1 and Republic 2-5. Carthage next week on the road for Republic, so the cliche would be it doesn't get any easier, but really probably does get a little easier. Carthage not quite as good, I don't think, as Webb City, but they're still plenty good, and probably will be the third best team that Republic plays this year. So should be a tough one, and unfortunately, because of the Ozark game last week, they may get Carthage again sooner than they want in the districts, because they probably will be playing in the 4-5 game in districts in Week 10, which means if they even win that, they'll get Carthage again in the what would be, I guess, Week 11 of the season. So, Rich Miles, final thoughts on this one and looking ahead maybe a little bit to Carthage.
Kind of going off of what Tim said, the defense tonight definitely played a lot better than what we've seen them. It's hard to tell, obviously against a really good Webb City team, but some turnovers definitely made Webb City have to work for their scores. This wasn't just Webb City, 2 or 3 play drives or big, huge plays. A lot of the drives that Webb City had to do were multiple play drives. So kudos to the defense. Obviously, they still got some things to work on, and that's something that they'll watch on film. What were the good things? What were the bad things? Offense looked good at times, but kind of took a little bit of a step back this evening. So used to seeing them putting up, points, or at least moving the field, and that just wasn't the case this evening.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different class of defense they're playing against with Webb City as opposed to Ozark. And heard earlier, Ozark's losing badly. Ozark is in that situation where they're 4 and 1, 4 and 2. What would they be? They were 4 and 1. No, I don't know. I've lost track of the weeks. No, it was weeks. They were 4 and 2 after beating Republic, but they're going to end 4 and 5 because they got the 3 biggies down the stretch. So,
well, and Nix is one notch above Republic, so Republic beat Nix's, so you could do the flip and get Republic into the 3 spot.
That's true. Yeah, if Republic can be 4 and Nix is 3, right? And
right.
Then since Republic beat Nixa, that would launch them up to the number 3 position. So hadn't really thought that through. That's why you're the statistician, Tim Barnes, and I'm just the guy that talks. Final score tonight, 49-6 for camera operator Jesse Brazil, sideline photographer Tim Brazil, statistician Tim Barnes, Rich Miles, and broadcast director Maddie Hall. Thank you for watching Republic Tigers football on Republic Tiger Sports.